Well, hi there. Colin Lamb here. I hope you're doing very well wherever it is that you may happen to be. I'm doing acceptably well. I'll put it to you that way. And in this video, we're going to be talking about two guys who need a goddamn hug. And I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I didn't know how to present it without being cruel or mean. And that's not the intention of this video. But I just decided when I was thinking about both these guys, because they keep popping up in my feed again and again, they just need a damn hug. And I'm talking about Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins and Dave Mustaine of Dave Mustaine or Megadeth or however you want to picture him, because Megadeth is Dave Mustaine. But we're going to start off with Billy Corgan. Billy Corgan, as a bald guy, cheers, by the way. Cheers if you're bald, cheers if you're bored. I might be both, but Billy Corgan is a hero of mine. When Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness came out, I spent vast amounts of time in my bedroom listening to that double album. Just chilling and listening to music in the disc changer over and over and over again. I still vividly remember the first time I saw the music video for Today is the Greatest Today on Much Music, which was Canada MTV. And that music changed my life. It was a huge part of me. I wanted to play guitar like that. I wanted to have that aesthetic, the alternative aesthetic that became a weird goth aesthetic, but I wanted to be what the Smashing Pumpkins were. I couldn't define it. Never achieved it. Did go bald, though, and so did Billy. So he's a great hero of mine, but he kind of comes off as a colossal, for lack of a better term, prat. I've been watching a lot of English football coverage lately, so we're going to use that term, prat. He's got a podcast, which I have enjoyed on Spotify, to be honest. He's had some pretty good guests. I particularly liked his conversation with Gene Simmons, but that was probably because Gene is a bigger ego, and he's a bit more loose with his ego than Billy is. But I do want to like Billy, but I saw an interview he did, I believe it was with Rick Beato, where he kind of said the first thing I noticed when I listened to Nevermind by Nirvana was how they stole his guitar sound. And he has always had this issue with Kurt Cobain in this competition from 30, almost 40 years ago now, and I just don't get it. I do like the podcast, but I find that he speaks over the guests, and it seems like he's going after something regardless of whether the guest wants to take him there. He had an interview with Corey Feldman where I felt he kind of played Feldman's delusions like a banjo, albeit it was skillfully played. I did kind of enjoy the interview, but Billy didn't really interject when Feldman was kind of bending reality. And I mean, this video isn't about Feldman, but I found it kind of hard to listen to in retrospect. And then fast forward to about a week ago, I saw that Billy is advertising this tour. It's a solo tour on the 30th and 20th and 10th anniversary or something like that of album releases that he's done. And he just he presents himself. He's like, many people have been asking, and then he goes on to explain this thing that I don't think anybody has ever or is asking about, period.
People often ask me, what are the Machines of God? Well, for those that don't know, it's the mythological name of the Smashing Pumpkins.
And it's just confusing, but it just seems like give it a break. If you want to do a solo tour. And he kind of explains that the songs are going to be presented raw by the sole composer, he notes, and the sole producer.
The sole author and producer of these works. I want to present them to you in a one-of-a-kind opportunity.
When I know for a fact that I think he does have a production credit on those albums, especially the latest ones, but the early ones, the good ones, had producers working on there for sure. So I don't know what he's getting at. And if he just wants to do a solo tour, you just say, I'm going to play these songs with an acoustic or a piano. I'm going to be playing them raw. It's going to be a more intimate setting. There's so many angles you can go at, other than kind of like in a backwards way, dismissing the efforts of the band that he was in and just saying it was all him. Anyways, I just think Billy needs a fucking hug, man. You kind of won the 90s. And if Kurt was your big rival, Kurt's not around anymore. So technically speaking, your new music is better than the new music that doesn't exist of a dead man. I will say I don't really enjoy the latest offerings from Billy. But just, man, if you ever need a hug from bald guy to bald guy, and I'm sure anybody, any of your fans walking down the road, you need a fucking hug. Just take the hug, man. So don't know what he's going at. Second topic, is Dave Mustaine, who I thought he'd patched things up with Metallica over the years, but there's a clip going around now where he basically says that Metallica stole Sandman, their biggest hit.
Hell, their biggest song, Enter Sandman, go look up the band Excel right now. Look up their song. I think it's something Into the Unknown.
From some kind of lesser known thrash kind of crossover act. And I did go and listen to the riff. But at this point, it's just nonsense, man. Dave Mustaine, you're a big fucking deal. People love you. You go onto Reddit, you go onto videos like this, there's people who like Megadeth a lot more than Metallica. And you know what? At a certain point, you know, you're a long-haired guy in your 60s, I think. You still get to go around making your guitar sound fucking cool and play on stage to thousands of people. Take the fucking win. And if you need a hug, I wouldn't hug Dave Mustaine. I don't think I'm a true fan. I think that'd be weird. I don't think he needs my hug. But if anybody comes across Dave Mustaine, give that guy a fucking hug, because he's still harping on. And maybe there's some chronology errors on my part. Maybe the clip that I saw is a little bit old, and maybe Metallica are all cool. I don't know why he constantly needs to stoke these fires. I don't know why Billy needs to keep bringing up Nevermind and Kurt Cobain and his own greatness. But you know what, guys? You fucking won. And maybe I'll zoom in here. You won. Billy, you won the 90s, okay? Even though Stone Temple Pilots' back catalog's probably better if we're handing out hot takes. And Dave Mustaine, you're Dave Mustaine. You've got Megadeth. I believe you did okay. You came out of it okay. So I don't know who needed to hear that. Maybe no one. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments, and let me know if you know somebody out there who needs a hug. There are a lot of bitter musicians. Another name that comes to mind would be Roger Waters, just a guy that's needed a hug since the late 80s. Hasn't found it. He's penning open letters to Putin, right? He's single-handedly trying to solve the war. I think I heard him on Joe Rogan back a couple of years ago, and he was reading about this open letter he wrote to Putin. I've written many open letters to, maybe this is an open letter to Billy Corgan, Dave Mustaine, and Roger Waters, but I doubt they'll hear that either. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You take very good care of yourself. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
In a moment of spiritual madness, madness, madness.